I'm starting record. So, alright guys, so today, unahin natin na i-analyze yung ating Philippine market. Alright, so screen. Alright, so ayan. Share ko na yung screen. And right, so join na lang kayo guys and i-approve ko na lang dito kung gusto niyo ma-admit sa aking Zoom meeting. Okay, ngayon naman ay open ko yung Instagram chart, Investa chart. Saan ka na? Diyan dito. Right, so ang gagawin natin ngayon guys ay unahin muna natin, so ang ginagamit kong strategy ay using pivot. So, para ngayon malaman natin ano naging behavior ng Philippine market, Philippine Stock Exchange Index with respect to the yearly pivots. So, if ever you haven't learned about pivot points, napakadali lang ng pivot points. So, for example, kung yung gusto kong tingnan yung 1 year na chart, gagawin ko is that I need to take the high and low, add the high and the low and the close of the yearly chart ng PSEI, then and divided by 3. So in that way, malalaman ko yung pivot point. And then the R1, R2, R3 is just derived based on pivot point P at yung S1, S2, S3. So gusto nyo malaman yung tamang formula, Google nyo lang at makikita nyo yung paano din na-write. So, pero hindi na natin ngayon kailangan mag-calculate kasi si Investa chart ay meron siyang indicator. Actually, sa trading view ito. Si Investa chart meron siyang pivot indicator na kinakalculate niya automatically yung mga pivot points. So, pwede mo siyang i-set into yearly, monthly, weekly and daily. So ngayon kasi yun nga gusto kong tingnan yung yearly chart. So isa-set ko siya sa yearly. Tapos yung time frame is daily. Alright? So ayan. Alright. So saan ka na? And usually yung pivot P, siniset ko sa white para alam ko kung nasaan yung pivot. So ayan, nakita nyo naman sa yearly last year 2020, yung pivot point is nasa price na 7,900. Actually, that was my expected target for this year na matitest niya ito. Ito rin yung 52-week high ng 2020. Pero hindi niya ito, hindi na reach itong level na to. For last year, marahil next year, this year, I mean, 2021 ay marireach natin yung pivot point nasa 7,900. And ano nga ba yung pwede mong catalyst dito? Number one is that meron ng bakuna at yung Philippine government ay nagsimula ng mag-order ng mga bakuna at i-distribute ito. Mainly, unang-una yung mga most priority dito is yung mga elders, yung mga healthcare workers at yung mga frontliners. So, lahat ng mga frontliners at yung mga talagang mga elders kasi sila yung mga at risk. So, sila muna yung una. Then, after that, yung ibang mga citizen willing maging magpapakuna. So, yan ang pwedeng maging catalyst kung bakit pwedeng maging bullish market next year. Kasi pag may bakuna na, so, siyempre yung mga business babalik sa normal, di ba? Yung mga especially yung mga tourism, hotels, restaurants. So gagana ulit yung kanilang mga business. So ayan guys, so again, yan ang possible na potential catalyst para magkaroon tayo ng magandang market this year. Yung negative naman kasi pwede na i-consider din natin yung negative side ay kung itong variant ng new variant ng COVID na to ay talagang hindi hindi siya namamatay. Kapag yung bagong bakuna natin ngayon, kapag itong new COVID variant ay hindi tablan ng bakuna, yun, magkukontinue pa rin yung pandemic. So, hindi pa natin alam ngayon at under testing pa yan. So, maybe sooner or later, malalaman natin kung yung COVID-19 vaccine ng Pfizer, Moderna at other companies ay effective pa rin para sa mga new variant ng COVID. So, alright, let's get it on. So, again guys, kung gusto nyo makita yung screen ko, I'm live ngayon sa Zoom. Pwede kayo mag-join. And nire-record ko ngayon ito at para sa mga kabayan natin na hindi nakapanood ng live streaming ko ngayon ay meron kayong chance na panood ito on my Facebook page, my YouTube channel. Alright? So click like and subscribe. Ayun. So guys, gaya ng sabi ko kanina, and by the way, sa mga nag-join ngayon, nabati ko yun ng Happy New Year. I really hope na nag-enjoy kayo sa inyong celebration. Kahit forget about the bad things on 2020, cherish all those good ones, at let's strive for the new goals, for the betterment of ourselves this coming year. Alright, so ayun. So guys, ngayon naman, hindi natin alam kung nasan yung pivot point ng 2021 kasi hindi pa nagsisimula yung trading day, but we have the chance to calculate that. So, yun, ngayon i-google natin yung formula, pivot point formula. Okay, so ano ba yung pivot point formula na yan? So ayun, ito yun yung formula. The pivot point can be calculated by getting the high, the low, and the close, and add them together divided by 3. So ngayon, kasi sa PSCI, alam naman natin yung high, di ba? Yung high is yung pivot P, 7,900. So let's calculate. Let's get the calculator. 7,900 yung pinakamataas na price ng PSCI last year. Then add natin yung lowest yung market crash last February. Nasa 4,029. Then i-add natin naman yung closing price. So yung last trading day na price, 7,139. So i-around ko na lang 7,139 equals nasa 19,068 divided by 3. So yung pivot point for this year 2021 sa Philippine Stock Exchange, yearly pivot is nasa 6,356. 6,356. So 6,356. So ito, I will colorize this with green para indicate natin 7,000. I will use a ray instead of a horizontal line. Horizontal ray. 6,356. 6,356 malapit sa S3 ng pivot point ng S3 ng last year. So medyo coordinates ito 6,356. Ayun, and then I will change the color into green. So ito yung pivot point 6,356 for this year 2021. So ano ba yung ibig sabihin nito? So balik muna tayo. So ito yung basics ng pivot points. Yung pivot points guys, kapag yung price ay not below sa pivot point, meaning to say yung bias natin dito is bearish. So as you can see sa 2020, nag-open yung PSCI below the pivot point P. Yearly pivot yung pinag-uusapan natin. So after that, ayun, nag-downtrend talaga, then nag-market crash. Pero bumawi, nag-bounce sa S5, then napunta sa S3, pullback ulit, napunta sa midpoint ng S4, S5, then consolidate for a while, and then again, ni-retest yung S3, and then napunta sa S2, and midpoint ng S1, S2, then consolidate. Then, yun na, doon nag-close yung market natin at between S1 and S2. So, like what I said, kapag maganda yung market, I mean, kapag nagkaroon na ng distribution ng vaccine this year, so malamang mapupunta dito yung price sa 7,900 at kapag nagkaroon pa ng mas lalo pang buying pressure, so maraming mga, especially yung mga foreign investors ay magsipasukan pa sa ating market, eh malamang mapupunta yan sa mga levels na yan. Pero yun, we will forget these levels because we will have an own pivot point. So ngayon, yung pivot point natin, as you can see, below, nasa point na yan, 6,356, which is a little bit below than the current market price. So, ano ba yung ibig sabihin nito? So, like what I said earlier, ngayon kapag yung market price is above the pivot point, meaning to say, we are bullish. We have a bias which is bullish, but you should take note that there can be a chance that it will test the pivot point before it will bounce back. So, we will also consider that, okay? So, as you can see naman, sa current pattern ng PSCI, it is forming double tops. So, this is first top and the second top, or this can be called also as a M pattern. At itong klase ng pattern is actually bearish pattern. So, ayan. So ano pa yung nangyari dito sa ganitong pattern, this can be our target, which is close to the yearly pivot point for 2021. So, pwedeng ganito yung mangyari sa ating market. I-test muna yung pivot point na yearly pivot point P before mag-bounce. So, kung nagkaroon naman ng negative na catalyst, kagaya ng sinabi ko, na kapag itong new vaccine ay hindi gumagana o hindi umi-epekto sa new variant ng COVID at nagkaroon pa rin ng malawakang or continuous na spread ng virus na yan, ay pwede pa rin maging bearish yung market natin. So again, nobody knows what will happen next. So it really depends on what kind of thing that will happen or what market situation is going to happen. So it's better to start this year that nobody knows what's going to happen next. So as a trader, we are just reacting. So sa technical analysis, nakakatulong ito naman para magkaroon tayo ng projection. Ano yung mga possible na mangyayari. That yung technical analysis or pagbabasa ng price chart, nakakatulong ito ngayon para magkaroon tayo ng edge. Kasi yung mga patterns na to are statistically having some higher probability na if we see a double tops, we have a higher probability now that there will be a bearish market. But however, makakansila natin yung double tops na yan or bearish signal kapag yung market natin ay mag-break out and yung daily price is always holding above this 7,300 level. So break out and pull back and hold above this 7,300 level. That is a bullish signal. So meaning to say, pwede pang umangat yung price above this 7,300 level. So kapag nangyari yan. However, kapag nag-fail yung pag-breakout niya, meaning to say, nire-reject ng mga sellers yung level na yan, pwedeng magpatuloy pa rin yung either sideways market or bearish signal, bearish trend. So, okay, tingnan ko muna kung may... Okay, so, kaya yung mga late joiners ngayon, mayroon akong Zoom link na shinare ko sa aking Facebook page. So, gusto niyo makita yung screen ko na yung chart ko, makikita niyo yan if you ever joined my Zoom meeting. Right? Bakit Zoom meeting? Kasi nire-record ko at the same time yung session ko at here at my phone, nakikita niyo yung camera. Right, so okay, so para sa mga late joiners, yung tinatalakay natin ngayon ay about outlook ng Philippine market at yung global market. And I am also introducing to you how am I analyzing the market using pivot points, using yearly pivot points. So okay, so yearly pivot points is nasa 6,356. That is that level is actually below the current market price. The good thing is that kapag yung price level is above the pivot point, that is a bullish signal. But as you can see, there is a certain distance between the pivot point and the current price. And kapag mayroon tayong ganitong scenario, most of the tendency dito is that iti-test muna ng price yung pivot point. Then, titingnan natin kung magbe-breakdown ba yung price below pivot or mag-bounce back. So, right. So, another thing that we can also see here are the resistances or R1, R2, R3 and S1, S2, S3 yung mga support levels ng pivot. Paano yan? So, Google lang. Google is your friend. Okay, saan na yung Google? Yung formula. Okay, so anyway, mag-open na lang ako ng panibagong page. Ay, ito pala. Ayun, yung R1 is pivot plus P minus L. Ito pala, 2 times pivot minus the low. Okay, so R1, makakalculate natin yung R1. 2 times P minus L. So, by the way, itong mga calculation na to, kung hindi man kayo, hindi nyo favorite yung mga calculation na yan, hindi nyo na kailangan i-calculate yan kapag nag-open na yung, by the time mag-open na yung market natin sa Pilipinas. Kasi itong, chart na to, magkakalculate ito by automatically kapag nagsimula yung market natin on Monday yata, this coming Monday. Right, so, since wala pa naman, hindi pa naman nag-open yung market, so kailangan natin mano-mano yung pagka-calculate natin. Alright, so 2 times pivot minus L, that is R1. So how is it? So 2 times the pivot, 6,356 twice, and then minus the low of last year. Ano ba yung low ng last year? Ito yun. So, lagyan natin ng horizontal line para sure tayo na yan talaga yung low. 4,035 minus 4,035. Ayan, nasa 8,677 yung R1. 8,677. I-colorize natin ng red. Then, nandito yan sa coordinate 8,677. 8,677. Yun. Yan, so yung R1, nandito. Malayo. So, mukhang, so ano ba yung napapansin natin dito, guys? So, yung, okay, bago yan. Kunin muna natin yung S1, yung support. Ano ba yung S1? 2 times pivot din, pero minus high. Okay, so, kunin natin yan. So, 2 times pivot, which is 6,356. Equals. Then, the high. So, ano ba yung high ng last year? High ng last year, which is actually equal to the pivot of last year. High 7,900. So minus 7,900. Makukuha natin dito yung S1. So which is 4,812. So i-plot natin yan sa ating chart. 4,812. 4,812. So i-colorize ko to ng blue para ma-indicate natin na ano siya, support level for S1. Ito yun, 4,812. 4,812. Ayan. So, nandito na yung ano, yung pivot point nasa 6,356. Nandito yung yung R1 8,650, I mean 8,677. Nandito naman yung S1 4,812. So, ano ba yung napapansin natin dito? So, comparing to the previous pivot points last year 2020, napapansin natin guys na yung pivot point is here, while S1 is here, R1 is here. Ano ba yung madadigest natin dito compared to this? Ito yung range between R1 to S1, that's the range. Ito naman yung range ng R1 to S1. So, compared to here, ano ba yung ibig sabihin nito? Yung ibig sabihin nito, magkakaroon tayo ng expansion ng volatility. Dito, compression. So ngayon, expansion. So matataas yung pagitan ng pivot P to R1 and pivot P to S1. So ang ibig sabihin nito guys na pwedeng magkaroon ng sideways market for this year. So see, this is really the good thing with the pivot points kasi we have the ability to project ano yung pwedeng nangyari. So kung iba-backtest niyo yan sa ibang mga charts, so this kind of events na nagkakaroon ng compression ranges, after that nagkakaroon ng expansion, which is this one. So this is expansion. So anong pwedeng mangyari? Pwedeng mapunta dito yung price sa R1 kapag nag-breakout sa 7,139 resistance level, or it can test muna the pivot point of this year and bounce and test and the price will go to R1, or another situation is that it will break down below this pivot point and then price will go to this S1. Okay, so that is one of the possibilities. So mataas yung range natin, so pero hindi pa natin alam kung ano yung magiging direction natin dito. So let's pull out some of the indicators. Tingnan natin kung mayroon bang squeeze. Kasi pag may squeeze, squeeze means accumulation of energy sa price chart. Then kapag na-release yung energy na yan, nagkakaroon ng price rally or trending either up or down. So paano yan? So kunin ko yung indicator na Keltner channel. So yung Keltner channel guys is a kind of indicator na nagme-measure ng volatility. I mean, yeah, ATR. So it's based on ATR. So ATR, it's a channel which is positive ATR and negative ATR, and it's creating an envelope. So ito, ano ko ito ng brown, ang upper, at sa lower naman is another brown. So middle, ito yung pinaka-mean. This is EM821. So pwede ko nang i-remove yan kasi meron na akong EM821 sa chart ko. So just to avoid duplication. So ngayon nagiging medyo messy na yung ating chart. Let me mute some of the indicators here. Okay, so ATR, I mean Keltner channel. So may ATR component ito both up and down, kaya nagkakaroon siya ng envelope. So yung multiplier natin dito is 1.5 instead of 1 na default kasi 1 ATR is just the normal ATR. So nilalagyan natin ng konting buffer para ma-price in natin yung ma-price in natin yung overshooting volatility and undershooting volatility. So ayan, so ginawa natin 1.5. Alright, so ano pa yung gusto kong ilagay dito, yung Bollinger Bands. So ito rin yung mag-measure ng volatility. So yung rule dito is that kapag yung Bollinger Band bends, let me make a thick line para ma-emphasize natin. Okay, so every time yung volatility ay yung Bollinger Band is inside the Keltner channel, meron tayong squeeze. Okay, so again, yung squeeze is an accumulation of energy na after expand yung energy na yan ay pwedeng magkaroon ng price spike either up or down. So the question now is, do we have that squeeze? So ito yung Keltner channel, ito yung Bollinger Band, red. So ano yung itsura ng emphasize natin ito para klaro. Okay, so is the Bollinger Band inside the Keltner channel? Yan ang tanong. Kasi pag inside yan, so meaning we have a squeeze. So ito yung Bollinger Band inside, yes. Mayroon tayong squeeze at this area. Tapos yung lower Bollinger Band lumabas na siya, pero yung upper Bollinger Band nasa loob pa rin. So mayroon pa rin squeeze na nangyayari. So kung mayroong squeeze, potentially magkakaroon ng expansion. The problem is that yung momentum natin is mataas na. So ideally, maganda i-trade yung squeeze kapag yung momentum is still low. Kagaya nito. So ano ba yung sitwasyon na yan? Ito yung talagang squeeze talaga na pinipiga yung price levels. Nasa range, very very tight range yung market. So kung makikita nyo, yung Bollinger Band ito, nasa loob siya ng Keltner channel at yung range ng prices are very low. Plus, ADX, which is indicating momentum, is really low. Low siya kasi below siya sa 20. So actually nasa 10. So that is really a real squeeze. Pero ito, medyo alanganin ito na squeeze. So parang sideways market or maybe it's consolidating, forming this horizontal channel. So hindi natin alam. So yung niya, yung momentum niya napakataas, 34. So ideally, again, gusto ko na yung squeeze natin is nasa low momentum. Para ngayon, pag ma-trigger yung squeeze or mag-fire yung squeeze, ay momentum from low momentum magiging higher momentum. Alright, so yun, natalakay ko na guys yung natalakay ko na sa inyo yung pivot points at yung mga R1 at R2, R1 and S1 ng Philippine stock market natin or yung index natin sa Pilipinas. So ngayon naman guys, ang gagawin natin is that we will try to spot stocks sa Philippine market na mababa pa yung momentum at titingnan natin kung maganda ba yung position dyan. So, alright, so gamitan natin ng screener. Screener na. Okay. So ito yung pinaka talagang ginagamit kong screener, but we will make some modification kasi nakaset ito sa high momentum. So ginagamit ko ito for momentum trading. Ngayon naman gusto kong makakuha ng mga stocks na mababa pa yung momentum at liquid stocks. So I don't care what the fundamentals there is as long as very liquid yung stock. At maraming nagde-trade. Right? So yan ang important parameters ko. So ayun, tatlo lang yung lumabas dito. So, pero siguro paano ko to? Pa-improve kapag hindi ko muna i-detect yung current volume. So any muna. So any. So ayun, medyo marami. So ito yung mga stocks na liquid, mababa yung momentum. So titingnan natin siya guys kung meron bang squeeze. Kasi pag na-squeeze, tendency is for energy to expand and it will result to a price rally. Okay, so yan po muna para ma-indicate talaga itong indicator na to. So ito 1 year. So yan po muna yung pivot point. Ayan. So medyo hindi ito squeeze. Ang alanganin isang part ng Bollinger Band yung nasa inside ng 12-month channel. So alanganin yan. Ito yung tunay na squeeze. Yung nandito pa. Pero kung tatanungin niyo kung okay ba ito or hindi. So well, tingnan muna natin yung price structure niya. So ito yung 5 years chart. Kung nagbabounce from the low. So mataas yung upsides in terms of the long-term perspective. What about 1 year? So based on the 1-year price movement, ito yung high, 52-week high. So nag-break out tayo sa 52-week high. So yung next na potential na test niya itong pivot here. Okay, so kung ipo-pull out naman natin yung yearly pivots, as you can see, ito guys yung nangyari kay MWC. So let me mute some of the indicators para hindi ngayon mukhang spaghetti yung chart natin. Alright, so ito, tinest yung pivot. Market crash, I mean, nagkaroon ng bad news ito si MWC bago nag-umpisa yung year 2020. Then ngayon, nag-bounce back, tinest yung pivot, pull back again, tinest ulit, pull back again, then, ayun, nag-break out. So as you can see guys, the price has the tendency to magnetize towards its pivot. So, alayo siya sa pivot, nagre-revert to the mean. So, kung yung pivot point, yung pinaka-mean natin dito, so, nagmamagnetize siya back. So, pwede nyo itong gamitin trading strategy. Kung malayo yung price sa pivot, expect that price might come back to that pivot. Alright, so ito, nagkaroon ng higher low. Then, tinest niya itong pivot P. Then, here, suddenly, nagkaroon na ng breakout. So, pag nag-breakout, guys, kailangan mag-hold na yung price above that. So, yung nangyari dito, nag-breakout, pullback. Then, kailangan hindi na bumaba below this area or below the pivot yung price. So, ayan, tinitest pa niya. Ayun, nag-hold, hold, and then, ayun, nag-bounce. So, meaning to say, guys, itong MWC has a tendency to make some rally upwards to the next pivot. Ano ba yung next pivot, yearly pivot ni MWC? Ito yung P. Then, pwede itong mapunta sa 23.78. So, pag malalaki yung pagitan ng pivot points, you can consider na midpoints also. This can serve as a pivot, the midpoint pivot, mid-pivot. Again guys, so yung natalakay natin kanina na behavior, na kapag yung range ng pivot between R1 to S1 is tight, there is a tendency to expand. either up or down. So, ano nangyari dito? So, di ba? Tight. Actually, dito muna nag-umpisa yan sa last year. Tight, and then again tight, and then after that tightness of range, yun, nag-trend downward. Yun naman, since matataas na yung pagitan ng mga pivot, so pwede ito magkaroon muna ng sideways or higher high, higher low, so yung normal na behavior ng stock. But based on this price action, the MWC, mukhang pwede itong mag-rally. So you can see, nag-hold na sa above pivot. So pwede itong mag-rally to R1. But since we have already the new year, we need to wait or we need to calculate where is the next pivot. Kung nasa baba, pwede itong i-retest muna bago mag-bounce. Kung nasa taas, pwede itong i-test yung pivot na yan, then magpatuloy, mag-pull back, not continue downtrend. So we do not know what's going to happen next. Alright, so tingnan naman natin yung ibang stocks. Alright, so itong si Green naman, medyo mataas na yung rally na for this year, for the last year. Ayan, so napunta sa S3, pivot, test, tinest niya yung pivot P, drop to S3, then back to pivot, then breakout, pullback trend. So, ayan, so ganda yung pinakita ni Green. So imagine if you were able to buy it at the lows at somewhere around April. So it would be a 243% gains from Green. Wow. Okay, so ngayon ang mangyayari kay Green is that check 5 years. Pivot. So yearly pivot, nasa yearly pivot piece yung price ngayon. So nag-hold siya, nag-pull back. So pwede itong mag-rally again. So iti-test niya itong all-time high. Okay, so ICT. Si ICT naman, nag-drop siya sa beginning of 2020 and during market crash, then bounce back, test the pivot. So ngayon, nasan ba yung price with respect to the pivot? Below siya sa pivot. So we are still bearish unless price can break above this 127.3. So pag go above the pivot P yung price. But again, antayin niyo ulit yung this year na pivot, kung ano yung nasan yung level na yan, kasi pwede niya itong i-test ulit. What about JGS? So JGS is in the same situation, but a good thing with JGS is that above pivot na siya. So ang nag-hold yung price. So let's see this one. Breakout, pull back, and hold, and it closed above the pivot of the last year. So that is bullish. So pwede ito mag-rally upwards. So yan. AAV. AAV is still below the pivot P, but it's consolidating above the S1. So there might be a chance to test this pivot P. So ano yung upsides natin dyan? It's a very tight consolidation, as I can see. 18% upsides towards the pivot P. So napakaganda ng consolidation yan. So 3 months or more than 6 months consolidation. So pag nag-draw tayo ng trend line dito, so magiging entry natin dyan is a daily breakout and hold, daily close above this trend line. So that is a bullish signal, and you place your stop loss. At around 45 pesos. Or you may put it here somewhere, 44.45. So that's a very good position for a stop. So, ayan. So, let me try to, since maganda yung setup dito, let me try to switch to a monthly pivot. Kasi mukhang magandang setup ito for this month of January. You see? At a monthly pivot, nasa above na tayo sa monthly pivot, nag-hold and consolidate, nasa R1. So this is a good setup. So you can see the price structure from this month of August up to month of December. We are about to break out from that trend line and nasa mababang momentum tayo. So let us check if mayroong squeeze setup. So again, pag may squeeze setup, there is a tendency to explode. So pwede mag-price rally. So mayroon ba o wala? So hindi ko makita. So ayun, mayroon. So dito guys, nandito yung Bollinger Band, upper Bollinger Band sa loob ng Keltner Channel at ito rin, medyo okay, itong sa medyo labas na. So at this point, at this moment here, nakapasok yung lower Bollinger Band sa loob ng Keltner Channel. And even the price is really consolidating very tight. So guys, and for those guys who are also subscriber of my weekly stock update, AAV is one of our candidate for this month of January. So may nagtatanong ng mga subscribers sa akin ano ba yung magandang position for month of January. So AAV. So ano yung signal natin dito? Breakout and daily close above this trend line. This bullish sign. Place your stop loss either at 45 or at 44.28, which is below the monthly pivot. Alright, so yun. So yung mga listeners natin ngayon, this is a good signal for you. And for you guys who would like to, by the way, to subscribe my weekly stock updates, please write me a message and I will send you details how to subscribe. So ano ba yung weekly stock updates na to? It's all about stocks in the Philippine market that I always recommend every weekend. So nagpo-post ako ng mga potential na mga plays. So ito, good for position trade, AEV. Angle of retracement is between 30 to 40%. So maganda ano to, retracement. Okay, so far, out of this 5 na screen ko, this AEV is the best. Okay, meron din akong filter for those which are momentum play. So, but I will discuss it in other FB Live. Right, so dumako naman tayo guys sa US market. Sa US market naman, yung tinitingnan ko is yung SPX or yung SPY. So, for now, let's use SPX. So, ano yung yearly pivot? So, pull out ko muna yung yearly pivot point. So, just like sa Philippine market, meron din akong weekly updates for US market. And if you are a trader in the US market and you would like to follow my recommended stocks in the US market, I also have a group wherein I am posting my recommended stocks for US market. And if you are interested in that, just write me a message and I will send you more details. Alright, so let us pull out an indicator, which is a pivot point again for the US market. So I have mentioned earlier na yung sa US market nag-exceed after the market crash due to COVID-19, which happened last February and March. Nag-drop yung US market, then it was able, after a few months, it was able to bounce back and even reach all-time highs. Okay, standard. So, i-delete muna natin yung ibang indicators ko dito kasi wala tayong space for a new indicator. So pivot point standard. Okay, there it is. And I will set it to yearly. And the pivot P is white. So alam natin kung nasan yung pivot point. So ayan. Asan ba yung pivot last year? Nandito. Okay, so tingnan natin yung nangyari sa 2020. Stock. The SPX index was trading way above the pivot point. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa Philippine market also earlier. Ako na pantayan yun. Then, as you can see, it tested the pivot point P. And but unfortunately, it broke down and then continued the downward move. So this is the market crash, but it was able to bounce back at nag-exceed pa nga siya ng all-time high. So see, so napunta sa R2 yung price ng SPX. So ano ba yung so unfortunately hindi natin makikita ngayon unless i-calculate ko yung pivot point, but as you can see, yung compression nangyari dito, then nagkaroon ng expansion. So my guess for SPX or the US stock market is also to move sideways, especially if that we have this new variant. So hindi pa natin, still an unknown variable kung magkakaroon ba ng negative impact ito sa US market or not, or if this new vaccine will really be very effective for all the people around the world. Right, so guys, I won't take too long sa aking discussion ngayon. So yun na muna sa inyo ngayon, and Happy New Year to all of you. And till next time na aking FB Live. Right, so God bless inyong lahat, guys.